Birgitte Young here, or B. Actually, my middle name is Langlo, which is Norwegian. And today I have Tone with me. And Tone Fuhre Pettersen, is that how you say
Yeah,
it?
that's how you say it in Norwegian. Yes, thank you.
She's in Norway, and I'm here in my home in California. And we chatted a little bit before we started. This is our first time we actually met, and we've had for those of you who don't know, we have episodes with different Wing sisters featuring their where they found it and where they're at and all that. And we've interviewed a few here in the States. And Tone lives in Norway, where I grew up. Not in the same town, but you know. And I am so happy to have her here. We're in different time zones, but she's willing to hop on here, even though English is her second language. I think she's going to do pretty well. So, Tuna, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you besides winging? And
Oh yeah, yeah. I live outside Drammen, or 1 hour outside Oslo, the capital of Norway, and I have two daughters. One is 27, and the other one is 22. So they have all left the home and have their own family, sort of. Not children yet, though, but they are going to school and live together with their own boyfriends. So I also used to be married, but that is quite a lot of yeah. I think about 10 years ago. So now I live actually in my father's second home, and it's right by the sea. I wish I could
nice.
show you outside, but because I can stand on my outside my house and go fishing if I want to, or I can also go wing foiling or take a morning bath. But now it's evening here in Norway, so it's all dark outside, so we can't see anything. So the days are quite short here now. I think about 6:30, then it's all dark outside. So
Okay.
if you want to go wing foiling after work, or then maybe you have to skip work, or or be very quick. So this week it has been good wind here in Norway, and a lot of my fellow wing sisters have gone wing foiling also in the daytime. So yeah, but I have these two daughters, and I live here in my house now, and I like every activity out on the water, and yeah.
So if
What can I
so
say? Yeah.
we may have to if you maybe you can send us some photos from with your view, because right now it's
Yeah.
evening for you and it's morning here. There's a 9 hour time difference.
Yeah.
But if you send me some photos, we could add it to the video or in the comments or something, so people get a chance to see it's like. And
Yeah. What
they're
actually?
so inspiring. I love that kind of view.
Yeah.
So what's
Yeah.
your
I've
background?
only lived here for yeah, since March this year.
Okay.
So, but the house have been in the family for about 14 years.
Oh,
So yeah, I like it very much. So I hopefully I will stay here some more years actually.
yeah,
So
that's
let's see.
great.
Yeah.
So, what's your background, or what do you do in life, like for
Yeah,
work or whatever?
I grew up in a family who had a furniture shop,
Mm.
uh, or and we have had the furniture shop for 5 generations, and now we are part of Norwegian's biggest furniture stores, something called the Bohus.
Oh, okay,
Uh,
I've heard of that. Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
and it's only in Norway then, still.
Hmm.
Yeah. And so I have always been working in sales.
Hmm.
And when I've been a little bit back and forth to the furniture shop, and then I have been in bookshop and garden equipment.
Hmm.
So uh, and I our family has also had the this house by the sea, but we have also had the my grandma's house was also by the sea, a little bit further down south in Norway, a
Nice.
place called Kragerø.
Oh, that's so pretty
So,
there.
yeah, so it's a popular tourist place.
Uh-huh.
So there we had the boat, and we always went there every weekend in the summer and
Hmm.
also in the holidays.
Yeah.
So that's where what should I say? As long as I could remember, I have loved the ocean and the sea, and maybe it's because yeah, I grew up in that cabin.
Yeah.
Um,
What I hear people say here in the States is that Norwegian grew up with with skis on, and in your
yeah,
case, you grew up with ski leg. I mean, with sea legs.
yeah,
So,
that's true. In the summertime, yeah,
yes.
because here the different yeah, the spring and the summer and the fall and the winter, they are so different.
Yeah.
So also, yeah, in the winter I go skiing every winter. So
Hmm.
it's not, so you don't have to drive so far from the sea to go to the mountains to go
Hmm.
skiing.
Nice.
Uh, Last year, I just had maybe 10 or 15 minutes to drive to the mountain where I could go skiing the whole winter.
Nice.
So yeah, that's also a big part of my life
Yeah.
to, yeah, just be out on activities,
Mhm.
either summer in the water or
And
winter in the
yeah,
mountains. Yeah.
great. So I saw some pictures from Norway of people going with their wings on their
Yeah.
skis. Have you
Yeah.
tried that?
Yeah, yeah, that I can also share some videos and picture. Be-
Awesome. Yes,
yeah,
please put
because
that in our group with us when we post it. Yeah, that's
yeah,
awesome.
so that's also, then you have to be really ready because the ice on the water is sometimes uh, what could I say?
It's
Maybe last
pretty.
week there were no ice, and then this week it's ice, and maybe tomorrow it's no ice anymore.
So you do it on the water.
Yeah, 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 of course. Yeah. So that you can also do right outside my door.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
so yeah, so it's really in the winter. It's really thick ice. About in February, yeah, January and February. I think it's the best time.
Yeah.
So I will share some picture of that. Also,
Yeah.
that's a really good activity. So
Yeah.
the wing foiling gear is here in Norway. It's really, yeah, you can use it every, yeah, both summer and winter. So that's good.
That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah,
And I understand you also are doing some things in the wing foiling industry, or you're you've taught classes and um, you work with in that area a little bit too, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because now I'm not in the furniture or in the bookstore or in the garden equipment store. So now I have my own business for the wing foiling lessons,
Hmm.
and I do that together with my friend Jorunn.
Yeah,
Uh,
Jordan. I hope we get her on here when her um, business calms down a little bit, maybe.
yeah, yeah, yeah. She's known for her windsurfing career. So, but now she's into wing foiling. And yeah, together we do wing foil classes.
Mhm.
And this summer we have had about 160 Norwegians for classes.
Great.
So hopefully we will see a lot of more wing foilers out on the Norwegian
Yeah, you guys are
waters.
doing a great job with that for sure. And how did you first learn about wing foiling?
Well, also with my company Seabreeze, which I have now a web store. Then I sell the stand-up paddle boards and yeah, some boat equipments
Hmm.
and the rib boats. And there, when I first got into the stand-up paddle boards about 10 years ago now, I think.
Hmm.
Then actually my dream was to be a windsurfer, but because the equipment, I always thought the equipment has been so expensive,
Hmm.
and I have never had anyone around me who shared the same interest.
Hmm.
So then when I wanted to start my own business, then I saw that the stand-up paddleboards were coming as a new popular activity,
Hmm.
and then I started with that. But one of the producers of the stand-up paddleboards, they also made wing foil gear.
Okay.
So yeah, so they asked me if I wanted to try something,
Hmm.
and I had seen the wingfoil professionals on a YouTube channel, so it looked really cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, I said, okay, I can try to buy something.
Hmm.
So then they sent me beginners equipment,
Hmm.
and the first time, I think that must be 3 years ago now, 2 or 3 years ago. Then um, I started out myself to just, yeah, I just inflated all the gear and I just got out on the water. I didn't know what to do or how to hold the wing or anything. But since I had been paddling stand-up paddleboards a lot, then I could at least stand on the board,
Yeah.
but I didn't know how to do with the wing. And yeah, and then I got I found this windsurfer group on Facebook,
Yes.
and then I met with Jorunn Horgen, who I'm collaborating with now,
Hmm.
and that was in the winter time actually. So that was also then we went wing skating.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that's how I also learned to take my skates ice skating and with the wing, and that is
Wow.
actually a very good idea to get to learn the wing for the first time.
Yeah. If you know how to skate.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah, maybe Norwegians also know how to skate, I don't know, but
Yeah. That's right.
I like all kinds of sports, so I've probably in my garage I have too much equipment from
I
golfing,
think a lot of us do.
skating. Yeah,
So we can relate to that for sure.
yeah,
So what are some of your favorite wing spots that you either visit regularly or I think you told me you can go out right from your house, but even spots that you like that are in a different country perhaps or yeah.
yeah. Yeah, last summer I think I went to a perfect place in Sardinia, Italy.
Yes.
A place called Porto Polo,
Okay.
and they have a really huge or a long beach, which is one area is for the windsurfers and wingfoilers, and there is another place, yeah, for the kiters.
Mm-hmm.
So and there are really flat water and a lot of wind.
Yeah,
So
great learning spot, it sounds like.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and very nice people, and beach bars, and and very clear and turquoise water. So
Oh.
yeah, it was beautiful. It's sort of like the Caribbean, I think, but I haven't been there. That was, I think, that must be the perfect place, and that's also where I had my first flights. Uh,
Wonderful.
so yeah, so it's a good, very good place, and of course it's a lot of places also here in Norway, which I can wing foil when it's windy days.
Yeah.
So I live on the east side of the Norwegian coast,
Mhm.
and so I think within 1 hour of driving my car, then it's a lot of beaches and very good places to go out.
That's
Um,
great.
so, but yeah, the most windy places, maybe I have to drive 1.5 hours, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
That's
yeah,
great.
and yeah, and one more thing.
I windsurfed in those areas, a long time ago, and
Yeah,
but maybe not exactly the same spots, but probably some of the same spots. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I lived in
I,
Oslo, so
every day I learn new places to go out and foil on the water. So, but of course, some places are more um, or are better for flat water and for beginners, maybe.
yeah,
And other places, maybe when you are intermediate or
advanced.
yeah, advanced, then maybe you would like more waves and to downwind surf
Yeah,
or pump foil, and then you have to visit some other places.
yeah.
Uh, so yeah, I don't know if I should mention the names or something, but
Maybe
there are a lot of
put them in the comments so that the names you mentioned so far and the places, even the one in Italy,
yeah,
because that way people can look it up and because we all like to travel and see different places, and it's good to have
yeah,
some recommendations. So
yeah, that's
appreciate
true.
that. Um,
And then also I will mention, yeah, last year we, the Wing Sister Group in Norway, we went to Tenerife, the Canary Islands.
Yes,
Um,
I have a friend here who's thinking of trying that next. So
yeah,
yeah, put the some of those details in the comments too, where you went and how, and yeah, tell us how was that? That sounds so fun.
yeah. Well, it was. I think we were 12 Norwegians traveling, or yeah, maybe not together, but some stayed at the hotel and some stayed at the apartment.
Mhm.
And yeah, we met outside on the beach, and we some nights we also had dinner together,
Nice.
and we all come from the Østlandet, or eastern side of
Okay.
Norway.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was November last year, and now the same weeks in November we will also go this year.
Yeah.
So
Good
I'm
time.
counting down the days to travel.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. So
Yeah,
that's awesome. And you and I have talked a little bit before we got on the call here about maybe meeting up with you guys and doing a Florida trip or something in between us,
yeah,
or as you know your seasons. Either even San Francisco area, but our seasons are kind of similar. So maybe something
yeah,
like that. Would love
yeah.
to do that. How does being on the water make you feel? Or what's the best part for you?
Yeah. Um, Being out on the water, it really calms me down. Uh, it's sort of a strange feeling, but or maybe not strange, but you can be stressed after work, or you can just have a bad day, or wake up with the wrong foot. Is that, I don't know if you say that in English
Yeah,
or America, but
something like that.
yeah, you can have a really bad day, and then you get out on the water, and maybe it's really windy, and uh, everyone else will go inside and hide under the blanket in front of the TV or the fireplace, and then I just go outside, and yeah, you just become sort of one with the elements, and yeah, I think that's it's a really incredible feeling.
Yes.
So, and when I get back on the shore and back home, back inside, then yeah, I'm just smiling, and just yeah, it's just incredible
I can
actually.
so relate to this, and I'm
Yeah,
sure that so many others can. Thanks for sharing that. It's wonderful.
yeah, yeah.
So, what would you say your consistency level is for? I was going to say getting on the water, but with the winter in Norway and you're getting out on skates and a wing, I think that it counts too because you're out there, one with the elements, and I think sometimes we just have to improvise and try different things, and I love the creativity. So. But when it's how about in the summer when you can actually get out wing foiling and how often would you say you get out?
Yeah, I think it mainly depends on how often it's windy weather.
Yeah.
But I uh, for like a perfect week, I think I would go out, yeah, maybe 3 times, 3 days.
That's great.
Uh, but most weeks, yeah, there. If I have to drive far to find the wind, then it could be hard. So then maybe I can only manage one day.
That's
Or
still great because you probably can paddleboard from your place and do get on the water when it's not windy too, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And also, actually, when we have had our lessons, the wing foil lessons, sometimes we also have had the foiling after boat.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so that is also good learning actually. So
Mhm.
if it's no windy days, then you can have your little boat. You don't need a big boat. You
Yeah.
only a small boat, and then you can, yeah, get up on the foil, and that's also very fun.
Yeah, I have to
So
try that.
Yeah, yeah. You haven't tried it
I
though.
think a lot of people have done that, but I just haven't. It sounds fun.
Okay. Yeah,
Uh,
that's also very fun. But of course, the best thing is when you have the wing.
yeah.
So yeah.
So, if you had a magic wand, how would your day look like? What would you do more of or less of? You think?
Yeah, of course, the perfect day or the perfect week, I will say. I think it should be maybe 50-50 work and wing foil.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I have a I have more space in my life for wing foiling. So only we need the yeah now the sun is going down so fast. So in the summertime we can stay out on the water to I think about 10 or 11 o'clock.
That's great. That's more than we can do here.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
making
So
up for it in the summer. I love it.
yeah, so but now we have to go on shore about 6 o'clock, and yeah, probably in a few weeks, maybe 4 o'clock, or maybe it won't be any possibilities.
Yeah,
So that's also why we go to the Canary Islands,
that
so
totally
we can
makes sense. And for
yeah
people that live further north in Norway, I grew up about
yeah
like if you look at the map, it's like for people who don't live in Norway, it would be like a quarter of the way up from the bottom. So
yeah
and of course in the north it's dark all the time in the winter and it's light
yeah
day and night.
yeah
But like where I grew up, we would have around Christmas time would have stars on the sky at 2 o'clock. So
yeah
at least you're living in far enough south so you can have a little bit time even in the winter and you have
yeah.
some daylight hours to get out.
Yeah, that's true. So
But
I
I
wouldn't move
totally
any further north, I think.
I I love the idea of the Canary Islands, so that
Yeah,
sounds that's a great plan.
yeah,
Um, so understanding the nature of the sport that and we all had to adjust, right? So I'm wondering how you may have adjusted your life to make it happen. It's like I think you mentioned already that you moved closer to the water because your family has a
yeah,
home there and that's where you're living. So you're like right on the dock. and and you've done different kinds of work and now you're an instructor and I mean that's a great adjustment.
yeah. That's true. So yeah, also the main reason that I moved to this house is I had a girlfriend in my other house, but I think she thought I was too much out wing foiling. So that's probably also an adjustment in my life then. So yeah, it's better
surrounding
to stay
yourself
with the
with
wing
the
foilers.
right environment and
Yeah, that's true.
I I
That's a
can
good idea.
I can relate to that. I have a husband that doesn't really wing foil, but he'll say things like, "It's windy out. Are you going to go wing foiling today, or are you sure you want to have that party tomorrow? Because it's could be windy." So you're gonna have something. You're gonna have some people around you that even if they're not into it themselves,
Yeah,
they get you, right?
yeah. He sounds like a nice man. You should keep him.
I'm pretty blessed. So,
Yeah,
so in a perfect time, or I think you mentioned that you want to have like, work part and be on the border part, which is great. What is some of your favorite takeaways from being in the water sport community?
well, of course, it's the right kind of people with the right attitude and interests and passion for life. Yeah,
Mhm.
and also uh, I think learning to wing foil, I think that has been one of the most difficult activities I have ever learned. You can play tennis, you can go skating, you can go skiing, you can play golf, or or almost doing gardening work or anything. But to wing foil, I think it's been the hardest thing I've learned. So and last summer I was about to give up, and I thought that this maybe it wasn't something that that was for me. My friends told me just, oh, come on, you just got to keep on trying.
Yeah.
So, and then finally I just got through, and then I was up on the foil. And once you get up on the foil, then there's no way back.
That's right. You're at
Yeah.
a point of no return.
Yeah, that's true. So I had some incredible falls, and probably everyone had this amazing falling through the water.
Yeah.
But I advise everyone just to stick around and just to have faith and just to believe in themselves, and
That's
really
awesome.
sharing.
Thanks for
Yeah,
sharing that story. I think there's been times in most people's journeys that have involved a little bit of that. It's
yeah,
definitely it's a challenging sport. You're challenging yourself on so many levels.
yeah.
Has learning to wing helped you in other areas of your lives, and how?
Well, I think it has improved my snowboard skills.
Oh,
Actually,
cool.
uh, it's not an important side of my life, but uh, uh, but it's I think it's sort of the same movement. So I was a little bit what is it called? Um,
You can
uh,
you can say it in Norwegian. I'll translate.
yeah, overrasket, surprised.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're very surprised. Yeah.
yeah. So in the winter when I went snowboarding, I was a little bit surprised that I had improved my skills for the movements of snowboarding.
I love it.
So yeah,
Yeah, thanks for sharing all that, and we really appreciate your time. I think this will be great for the Wing Sisters to watch both in Norway and here or anywhere in the world. So if yeah, so we'll get this posted soon, and